Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650 Eve here, and I'm very proud and delighted to present to you today some amazing bespoke superbikes that have been transformed by our good buddy Miami Manny at Motomillion. All of these bikes have parts found exclusively in his catalog, and they are done up really, really nicely. I think you're going to enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you're already a subscriber, tap that bell, and you'll get notified when new content is uploaded. So Manny from Motomillion, thank you for inviting me back to your palace, and I love these bikes you have here.
Thanks for coming, Eve.
Yes, man.
Amazing bike here, your M1000RR.
Yes.
If you can see the smile on my face. I said it's another S1000, whatever. You said wait till you ride it, and now you have it here, and we went for a ride. It's totally different. Anyone who can get one, you should get one.
Yeah.
It's not going to look like this.
Right, not from the start, but it can. It's possible.
Yeah, it can.
Because all of these parts come from you.
Yes, sir. Amazing. I don't know. I'm lost for words. Yeah. Just look at these calipers. We just installed these today. It had to have Brembos. BMW didn't give him Brembos, but we did.
Yes, sir. And those are the Brembo Stylimas?
Yes, they're the Stylema calipers. And because of that, we ran the RCS 17 Corsa master cylinder with the classic Rizoma reservoir. This is a smaller one.
Nice.
It just looks cleaner.
Yeah.
We have the TWM stem nut right here.
And we've got bleeder valves all around this machine, blue up top and red down here. Wow.
Yeah, just with the theme of this bike, it's blue and red.
Yes.
And all your OG viewers might notice some of the blue and red.
Yeah, because one of my first S1000RRs, I had each side a different color. And so I wanted to do that on this bike too. So for the lever guards, it's blue on this side, engine thingies are blue on that side. And then on this one, we have red.
Yep, the covers here.
Yeah.
They're red on this side. The Alpha Quick Shifter, this is something to mention that we always overlook talking about. It completely changes the way the bike shifts. It's a lot more direct and it takes a lot less effort, which makes this a great smackdown bike, I think. And,
it does.
And speaking of smackdowns, the suspension compared to an S1000 to an M1000, completely different. This bike doesn't even wheelie when you get on the throttle.
It does not.
It's something I've noticed actually with a lot of race suspension on bikes. It shows how dialed in it is and how purpose-built this bike is, even just the way that the engine is. We obviously have our TWM fuel caps on all the bikes with the prototype bolts.
Yeah, man. And
the beautifully blued out titanium exhaust, the Krapovich.
Gorgeous.
Yep. Just look at all this blue here. That's on that silver case cover.
Looks like a piece of jewelry.
Yes, sir. And the frame covers we added on it.
Oh yeah,
which
carbon fiber, yeah. It's beautiful.
This bike already had some carbon fiber, but we added more.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see the beautiful subframe you'll put on this bike. Just an amazing machine. I just can't get enough of it, you know. It's I wish you could leave it here so I could ride it a little more, but now you got to come back. But here, come this way. We got more stuff here. We'll talk about this beauty here after.
Jeez.
But I want to show you this. I think you remember this R1M.
I do. Yeah, we bought this from our good friends at Yamaha. It's an amazing bike, but those wheels look totally different.
Yeah, that's the first thing that pops out. So it's got the blue wheels just like an R1M does, but these are custom anodized Marchesini Racing forged aluminum wheels, or as you'd like to say, aluminium.
Thank you for respecting the pronunciation.
Yes, sir. I love this bike. It's one of my favorite bikes because I call it the Ducati of Japan.
Yeah.
We installed the full Krapovich exhaust on it.
I see that. And did you apply WD-40 to this exhaust to make it blue up like that? I can tell.
Every single ride before you start it up, if you do that, that's how you get all that nice bluing going on there. So there's a tech tip for you.
That used to be our little secret, but now it's free advice for the world.
Yep, and the shiny calipers.
Yeah.
The Brembo GP4 RX, the ones that you thought you had on your V4R.
Yeah.
But no, they're not the ones on the V4R. Yeah. And if you take a look around here, we did a little cleanup here, where you don't have a reservoir here anymore. The reservoir is hitting in the back of the
that's nice.
heel guard, running the Geely tooling rear sets.
Wow.
If you could take a look and see, it's got the carbon fiber braided brake lines.
Nice. From Frentubo?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
And we got, just didn't have much more time, but obviously we got our stall bus valves and Brembo master cylinder on it. I love this bike. I can't tell you how much I like the Yamaha. It's in an environment where it's dream world, I'd say we'd have every single one of them because they're all different, but the Yamaha is also special. And this beauty here,
Yes.
your V4R,
Yes.
it's gone through a lot of transformation.
It has.
It changes all the time. Look at these wheels, the Tyson Krupp.
They're amazing. The different weave pattern between the spokes and the outer layer is pretty nice.
So what makes this completely different from any other carbon fiber wheel is the barrel of the wheel. If you take a look, the weave is completely different. This is braided carbon fiber, just as the name suggests, it's braided. And this is braided from 1 mile long strand of carbon that's uncut.
Wow.
And they have this giant machine that weaves it.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous, and it's just as light as every other wheel that we've had, all the lightweight wheels.
Indeed.
Yeah, and I think you have to see it in person. It's one of those things that it doesn't come out. It has that concave look to it.
Yes.
Or convex, I guess. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
We got our dry clutch cover by Ducati, where it feeds the air through, keeps that dry clutch cool. Believe it or not, it actually extends the life of the clutch.
It does.
I think you only ran 3,000 miles on the stock
Yes.
clutch. It should run more, because I just had a call from a customer saying it's around 4,600 miles with that clutch cover.
Wow.
And I think that made the difference, because everybody else is getting around 3,000 to 3,500 miles on it.
Yeah, well, that would make sense. Absolutely.
And this bike, you know, everything's changed on this, obviously. It's one thing that stands out when you look at it is the carbon fiber front subframe,
I see that.
or the fairing stay as we call it.
Yeah.
And you got your amazing shift light. That's the smackdown light.
Yeah, super blue, super bright. Tells me
Yeah.
exactly when to shift gears and smack somebody in the smithereens.
The rear sets, the Lightech R series rear sets on it.
Yes.
Nice and grippy. They still fold. And if you come right over here, we got our GP4 MS calipers. Those are the top of the line calipers.
Okay. Different than the ones on the R1M behind us.
Yeah, the R1M, the best calipers you could get for are the RXs.
Yes.
The RXs are 2-piece. This is the MS, which is a single-piece caliper. And what's amazing is, think about this. This started life as a 1-piece of block of aluminum.
Wow.
Or aluminium, as you want to say. But when you take a look at it closely, imagine the machine that has to intricately machine that out, because it has the little pieces inside for the piston to go in and all the other design elements that are on it, which makes it, yes, they are the best calipers, but when you look at it from a different point of view and how it's machined and made, it's just fascinating.
Yes.
And if you come over here, these are not covers here. A lot of people put covers on the magnesium front subframe.
Yeah.
Or the fairing stay, as we call it. But this is a carbon fiber piece that is one carbon piece. It actually saves weight over the magnesium piece.
Wow.
We got your smackdown shift light that's set perfectly.
Yeah, it is.
And if you look over here, it's all blacked out. And it looks gorgeous. And I love the paint job that they did on this bike.
I love the buttons you installed on this side as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and this is what you have to run to be able to run an RCS or an RCS Corsa master cylinder. If not, the lever will hit the throttle switch. So that takes care of that. And a lot of carbon on this bike.
Yeah, carbon fiber subframe.
Yeah, that was
custom painted.
a party piece.
Yeah.
And that's painted really nicely.
Indeed.
It really makes it stand out. And the NRC taillights or NRC fender eliminator kits on all of these bikes here.
Yes.
Which you'll see is a common ground. And maybe we should go and take a look at Walter's S1000RR. This is the OG. This is what started all. This is the first 2020 that you gave away on your build series.
Yep.
And the lucky winner was Walter Byers from Miami that I became good friends with.
Yes.
And he hangs out with us quite often. I love to see this bike, and I love to see Walter around. If you come and take a look, this bike is totally different than the other S1000s that we have here. It's got the TWM upper triple tree. Wow. And the Alpha Racing clip-ons, the TWM levers, the carbon fiber lever guard. Has a lot of carbon on it. So when you gave this bike away, it was still so brand new, we didn't have a lot of parts for it, but Walter stuck around and got more parts added onto it.
You installed Brembo calipers on this?
Yes, sir. This was actually the first one that got the Stylema calipers when they became available to aftermarket. We installed it on Walter's bike. They do it, I think, for the price of the calipers, they're the best calipers that you could put on these bikes.
Yeah.
You could go crazy and put the GP4 MSs on it if you'd like.
Yes.
But for, these are just around $899, I believe, and they're the best ones that suit this bike. Also, one thing I think is a must is the belly pan on these bikes. It makes such a big difference.
So the difference between his belly pan and the one on the M has the race belly pan that does not have a cutout?
Exactly, it doesn't have a cutout. And yours, if you come take a look over here, so this part comes covered that Zach cut open for you.
Yes, he did.
So the difference really is that this holds a certain amount of fluid, as we found out here with the rain.
Yes.
When it rains, there's no drain.
No.
So it becomes a little pool there.
Yeah.
And yeah, if you take a look, like it's got a lot of Gillies tooling parts.
Yeah.
That was the first manufacturer that made a lot of parts for this. Has the oil cap, the gorgeous rear sets that everybody loves, which is the same as your M rear sets, except these are all black.
Okay.
And has a smaller carbon
Heel guard.
heel guard on it.
Yeah.
And also roundels that we put on all the bikes. And if you,
He's got a carbon fiber swinging arm cover.
yes sir, that's the Alpha Racing one.
Nice.
It's and this is kind of cool too, because it covers the hole on the swinging arm,
Yes.
which makes it look nicer. It looks like
really
a
does.
like one of those race swing arms, that the Suter ones that they sell, which is, it has no holes on it.
Yeah.
Has a Gillies tooling, the rear chain adjusters on there.
Yep. And the special rear rotor.
Yeah, the lightweight rotor. That's pretty much going to be common ground on the bikes here too.
Okay.
I think if you take a look around, we have the different ones on the Ducatis, but the Yamaha has that, and we put it on your M1000RR as well.
Yes.
And let's look at some more Ducatis, I think,
Oh,
right?
yeah, look at this
You
thing.
can't get away. This is my personal bike. I love the Streetfighter just because I live in the middle of the city.
Yes.
I work in the middle of the city. This is just a cool bike to run around, grab a coffee.
Yeah.
As some of you guys are probably going to make fun of all the Ducati riders that they look the best in front of a coffee shop.
Yeah.
This does look stunning in front of a coffee shop too.
Yeah.
It's got Marchesini forged magnesium wheels on it.
Okay.
That I put it on because some of the guys who have been in the game long enough know that the Ducatis used to come with gold wheels, the special models.
Yeah.
So I put them on there, and if you come and take a look, these forks, custom black
I
anodized,
see that.
and then the fork legs, these are machined fork legs,
Wow.
which is just beautiful. I think it just looks like a work of art. The T-drive rotors that we have on it, and we put a lot of carbon fiber winglets, the radiator covers. This one has the dry clutch, like all Ducatis shoot, I think.
Yes.
Has the
Yeah.
same cover as your V4R. And take a look at this. So this piece, this is actually a special piece too. This is a machine. Usually this is this is an aluminum piece that's on here.
Yeah.
It's not machine, it's just a stamped aluminum. This is a machined aluminum, makes it all black and nice over here.
Yeah.
And if you come up, I think the party piece is their favorite, all these buttons that
Yes.
you can't figure out what they do, but
Right.
this look is perfect, I think, because it just cleans up the handlebar setup. You see this is the view you see when you ride, right?
Yes.
So it just looks like a toy.
Yeah, it does.
And it sounds
A
amazing.
grown man's toy.
Yes.
Which we all need.
Exactly.
Wow.
You got to respect it too, because it is quite powerful too.
Ah, I see a carbon fiber subframe back there.
No, it's just a cover actually. So
That's the
this is
cover?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the tail cover.
Nice.
It fooled you.
Yeah, it did.
And I got the Olin's TTX shock in the back to complement the front forks.
Yeah.
And got the carbon fiber swing arm cover, and running the Sitta 520 conversion kit on this.
Very nice.
And also again, the same piece over here. This is usually a cast aluminum piece, which is quite large and big, and you see it on this bike more than a V4, the Panigale V4, because it's usually covered by the fairings. And this is running the Termi exhaust.
Yeah, uneven exhaust, just like
Yes.
with the Krapovich.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
They're cool, they're really nice. Again, it's I love them because they have such character.
Yes.
They might not be the best bike that have heated grips or have cruise control, but they're a lot of fun to ride. You know, just if you ride it for 5 minutes, you get off of it with a smile on your face.
Yes.
Let's get back to another S1000 here.
Yeah.
This is the new build series bike.
Yes, it is.
And if you take a look at these mirrors are
Ah,
the
yes.
Rizoma Stealth, they're brand new. I didn't think they're going to be that good because of the placement of them, but they work. They work great, I think.
Yes, they
I
do.
think they really designed it well so that, again, you're not going to get the best view out of them like the bar end mirrors, but they do work once you get used to them.
Yes.
And this is, I guess, the regular riding mode, and these are the smackdown mode,
Yes.
where they
the stealth smackdown mode, indeed.
give more aero. I'm talking about the aero. I don't know if the viewers caught it yet, but look at these winglets that are on this bike.
You installed the M1000RR winglets onto an S1000.
Yes, sir.
Brilliant.
And
Brilliant.
I think on the black one it works really good too, because
does.
it's like a double take. If you see an S1000RR M, you know, you might think that it's an M1000RR, but you know this bike's not an M1000RR and has the winglets on it and looks cool.
Yes.
And this has, again, we have two S1000 and one M1000. They're all different, and everything that's on it, that's different. It goes to show you how far the aftermarket has come, that you could really personalize these things, and they all look there's no wrong way to do it.
SC Project slip-on exhaust.
Yeah, SC Project slip-on. We could make it a full system once we get the headers in. Yeah, the TWM chain adjuster back here. Now, these wheels might look like the factory wheels, but these are the Tyson Crip braided carbon.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that, Manny. They look 1,000 times better than the wheels on Walter's bike in Miami.
Once you see them side by side, you really realize how much different they look.
You can't really even tell that mine are carbon fiber because they're so dark, and you walk over to this one, boom, instantly, you're looking at a carbon fiber wheel.
Yep. And we added some more carbon fiber to complement the look of this bike. You're going to get a lot more. So we got the tail cap by full 6. All the carbon we've used on this is full 6 except the winglets. These are replica M1000RR winglets, so there are some companies who make the M1000RR winglets, but they're not an exact replica. So you could take this one and put it on this bike, it's going to work.
Yes.
So you know that the BMW's obviously spent a lot of money with the profile of the wing and the aero effects. So that's what you really want, I think. It's a showpiece and also a go piece at that point.
You also really want, you're just about to point at it, those beautiful frame sliders.
Yeah, they disappear, right?
Yes.
But when you see them, I think they're really cool.
They are.
I don't think they give as much protection as something like this one, that the Rizoma one that you have. Again, this is pretty stealth too. Until you look at it, you don't see it's there. But those are really flush and sleek on this bike right over here. And one thing that made me not want to ride this bike when you brought it was I didn't have radiator guards on it.
Oh, you installed them.
Yes, that's the first thing that we do. You have no idea how many people that call me saying that, hey, I just bought my new bike going home and got a rock on the radiator, and they had to get a new radiator just on the first day of ownership.
Yes.
And the turn signals on this. These are the NRC turn signals. If you take a look.
Oh, they're bright.
Yes, they are.
And I didn't even notice them until you activated them.
The placement of them is really cool.
Yeah. Super nice.
And it goes to show there's so many different things. And it also has a TWM upper triple on it, except it says 650E on there.
Oh, how nice. I love that. Hopefully the person that wins this bike by supporting the new bike build series will love it as well.
I hope so too. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one here.
Oh my gosh,
this is
I was hoping we'd get to this. Wow.
I think it's kind of like the Tyson Crip wheels, that you don't appreciate this bike in pictures until you see it in person. So some of your viewers might remember the V4X when you showed it when it came here about 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yeah.
This bike was all carbon, and we had the debate, should we paint it or should we leave it alone? And this is not the same red as the Ducati red. So this is the red that they run on the MotoGP bikes.
Yeah.
And this is a MotoGP replica of sorts. So it's a replica of the GP19, the MotoGP bike that they ran in 2019. And we call it the V4X.
It's beautiful. It started its life as a base model V4.
Yes, it started the life as a base model V4. And the idea on it was, what can you do? What was the ultimate thing to do to a V4? And obviously, if you're going to change everything, it makes sense to start with the base V4.
Yes.
I know you don't get the beautiful engine of the V4R, but I don't know if you're going to agree. I'm not talking down at it, but you don't get the reliability problems.
Yes.
It's not a reliability problem, but because you ride your bikes, this bike has a lot of miles on it.
Yes.
And there is the servicing that's needed with that special engine, which the 1100cc bike that doesn't need.
Correct.
And I don't know,
it's gorgeous.
Yeah, I daydream about bikes.
Yeah.
And this was my daydream. I was thinking, what would I do if I had a V4? And this is what I ended up with.
Wow.
If you take a look, so literally there's a lot of stuff that's changed. We could sit down and talk about it all day. The upper triple and the lower triples are all changed. So this is the V4X #1, the only one to existence, and I think it might say it's the only one in existence because it's this one deserves to be the only one, I think.
It does.
It has a carbon fiber subframe, the TTX GP shock on it.
Oh wow.
The R series rear sets, carbon fiber braided brake lines. All of this is carbon fiber, all the bodywork.
Yes.
And you could see that there's some carbon left out so that you see it.
I do.
And I think one of my favorite parts are this frame covers. Whenever I look at this clean line.
Yes. Very well done.
And this gets overlooked, but it really adds to the beauty of the bike. Just this line, getting this line exactly straight is a pain.
Yes. And it was done successfully.
Yeah, it looks.
Wow.
I don't know. It's
I'm even scared to ride this. I'm sure the owner of it will really, really enjoy it.
Yes.
And if you take a look at the wheels are different on this. This is the Boost, sorry, the
Bullet.
Rotobox Bullet wheels.
Yes.
And goes to show how, you know, where we are. I think 5 years ago or 6 years ago, we didn't have this many options.
Yes.
Now the bikes are coming with carbon wheels, and you have assortment of carbon wheels to suit every taste. And we got the billet caliper in the back, the Brembo,
Oh yeah.
just like your V4R too.
Yeah, let's. I'm gonna pan and take a look at the wheels side by side, and because a lot of folks say that they prefer those bullet wheels, but again, if you don't see them in person to appreciate them, you know, you really don't know. In my opinion, I love the twisted crimp wheels more than the bullet wheels, but yeah, they're both great.
Yeah, that's a matter of taste, right? You can't go right or wrong.
Yeah.
And if you take a look, this has the Öhlins Blackline shock.
Oh yeah.
So for the Streetfighter, some people think it's the Blackline shock, but it's not. It was a custom-made fork because they don't make the Blackline. And if you take a look here, a lot of people love the blue adjustment knobs on top for the compression and rebound,
As do I.
just like the V4R does.
Yeah.
But the Blackline shock comes as it is. It has a machined fork legs, but they're not machined as finely as the one that's on the Streetfighter.
Okay.
We have the Öhlins Blackline steering damper here. This doesn't come on a V4, and has the same front fairing stay.
Yes.
The winglets, as you like this, you said the Ducati should do this from factory.
Yeah. Introduce a little red into them. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's got a 520 conversion kit, the GP4 MS calipers.
Yeah.
We got the T-drive rotors on there. It's just every, like, peeking through and looking all the carbon that shows through.
That's beautiful.
Has the NRC front turn signals on it.
Wow. It's gorgeous.
We're lucky, I think, to have
Yes.
all of these around and take a look at them. I feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
Just looking at them. I really, really do appreciate every single one of these bikes.
Yes.
And I really appreciate you for, you know, I think it's been great working together that
Yes.
we were able to achieve all of these. And, you know, you bring your bikes here, show us all the crazy bikes you have. We get to ride all these beautiful things.
Yeah, man.
Because if that M1000RR didn't come here, again, in my mind, it would have been just another S1000. But
Yes.
it's a really special bike.
And speaking of that, you added an Öhlins steering damper to this one as well.
Yes, yes. On
know
this
if we
one,
can
it's
see
not.
it.
You can't really see it when you.
Oh, there it is, peeking over
Yeah,
there.
it does work.
Yes.
Especially when we had that little incident on the. It wasn't an incident, but the little tail shake.
Yeah, we were riding a somewhat of wet conditions, and there was a little tail spin.
Yeah, it shows you how much power this bike has.
Yes.
I don't know what gear we were in, but it caught me kind of off guard. And one other thing here, this this little piece here by Alpha Racing, it's the front fork slider.
Yes.
The whole point is that you could take a 1/2-inch socket and stick it in there, and it becomes a quick change kit.
Wow.
So it makes it easier to remove the front axle out.
Yes.
So yours has a quick change, obviously from factory, but you still have to get the tool for the front wheel to take it out.
Yes.
So if you take a look over here, you have to have the hex tool to take it off. But if you install the front fork slider by Alpha Racing, all you do is you put your socket in there with an extension, and you don't need that tool. All you need is a socket and an extension.
That's outstanding, but I can't take my eyes off the Stylema calipers that have been painted blue to match the light blue on this M1000RR machine, making this very unique and distinctive. I love little things like the clear hoses you use for the reservoir and everthing. It's just
And the
amazing.
clamps even, you know, just these little clamps that are.
And not to mention, Pro-Type blue bolts are all over this bike. They're over here. They're even in these bolts right here. They're just at so many places that just really add a little extra touch. The illuminated rondelles look amazing, and they function as turn signals. At night, they illuminate this entire housing of the winglets, and it just looks really menacing and great.
Yeah, and we added these. Speaking of the Pro-Type bolts, you don't realize how big of a difference they make, especially since I'm around these things all the time, that I kind of get desensitized. But when we put them on there, it's just an amazing look with all the blue on there.
Yeah.
It's all these little things that make it, you know, enjoyable.
Wow. Well, this is a fantastic video, Manny, but should we send the folks off with a cold start of each of these machines?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Because if we don't, we're going to get in trouble. Which one's next?
Let's go in order.
In order, okay. The little sewing machine.
Yeah, yeah.
Now this is Walter's bike. You can compare the sound of an M1000RR with the same exhaust.
Yes.
This 1000. That's what we call it, broken in exhaust. Right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think it's well broken in. That's why it sounds a lot louder than an M1000.
We just had to give that one some extra revs. It sounds so great.
Yeah, and speaking of prototype bullets, if you don't want to be all, you know,
Flashy like
yeah,
650E.
flashy, you could get black ones too.
Yeah.
Now,
Who would want that
brand new.
filth? Yeah.
I don't know what I like more, the dry clutch or the exhaust.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
crazy how you could hear the difference
can.
of the R and the non-R bike.
Yes.
And the dry clutch is much louder.
Yes.
I know some folks are not gonna like it, but I love that sound.
Me too.
And the R1M. And you know what the best part of the R1M is?
Yeah.
That Brand Tuner actually released a flash for these.
Yes.
That gets rid of the restrictions.
Yes, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
Really unlocks this machine and restores its potential to the filthy streets. This is a beautiful bike, man. Underslung Brembo caliper back there.
Yeah,
the
we
lightweight
forgot about
rotor.
that.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's this adds a lot to it, I think, and visually.
Yes, indeed. Wow. Well, great bikes, Manny from Motomillion. Thank you so much for privileging us to be able to get the walk around and the start up with these beautiful machines and to showcase all of the awesome parts that you sell for these bikes.
Anytime, even. Thanks for coming by and bringing up some of the beautiful bikes that you have as well.
My pleasure.
It's always great to have you here, and hope to have you back soon too.
Yes, I plan on returning. Let's end this video by you walking over to that beautiful M1000RR. Because this thing just turned out really well. We have a couple more parts to install onto it. As Manny mentioned, we're going to have a custom full carbon fiber subframe, which on this bike is this entire piece here and the tail section. We're going to have it custom painted by our good buddy King David out of Filthy Cleveland. He's going to incorporate a little white into the tail section, and I've ordered the same stickers from BMW, so it's going to look very similar to that, except it's going to be all carbon fiber and a lot lighter too. So,
yeah, and once it's available, pretty soon we change the suspension.
Oh, Öhlins!
Yes, we gave it the Brembos that it deserves, and I think it deserves the Öhlins.
Oh, that's
or
gonna be
Öhlins,
awesome.
as you say
Yeah, that's going to be badass.
Yes, I can't wait to see it. So it's already a badass bike, but
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, thanks again, Manny, and thank you guys for viewing this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more content on the 650 Eve YouTube channel. And don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. For returning viewers, tap that bell, and you'll get notified when new content is uploaded. I can sit here in the courtyard at the Motomillion complex and just look at these bikes all day, but guess what we're going to do? We're going to put on our Alpine Stars riding gear, all of us, and then we're going to ride these motorcycles on these beautiful streets and enjoy some of the scenery of Miami. So stay tuned for another video showing some of these bikes cruising the streets here real soon. I'm going to end this video by going over to my favorite bike of this collection. Yes, I did say it. That is the M1000RR, a sick savage of a machine, looking very distinctive, unique, and amazing with all of the Motomillion parts. Thanks for viewing, guys. We'll catch you next time on the 650 Eve YouTube channel.